Guys, it is the morning of October 9th, so second day in the woods for me this year, and I came back to the creek thicket this morning, and as many of you guys know, I mainly hunt public land here in Iowa, but I do have permission to hunt a really small property that's connected to this creek thicket, public land, and it's only about, I don't know, maybe probably under 10 acres in size, but it is a pretty good spot. And there's a bend on the creek here on this little private that I have permission to hunt, where it's a pretty good bedding area. And so it's on, basically runs east and west is just this little strip of land, and then there's a bend on the point. It's a pretty good bedding area of that creek, right along that creek. And so with the north wind, all the wind from all in front of these deer and anywhere that any of these predators are going to come from, including people, is pushing right onto that point with the north wind, and then it's going over the creek, and back there where there's nothing, it's basically an overgrown field on the other side of the creek, which also helps. So they feel pretty safe in here with the north wind, and I know this bedding area gets used quite a bit from previous year's experience, and figuring out where they're coming from based on trail camera pictures. Last fall I was actually in here doing the same thing on an evening sit. I saw a real nice buck, and that was actually January, early January. It was the late muzzleloader season, and I was still bow hunting. And so I know there's at least a couple good bucks in here, and I'm hoping they're going to come in here eventually and bed down. I'm just standing here in this clump of trees behind me, and I'm basically in this bedding area. I can look around me and see several good locations to bed, all within range, and I was actually expecting to get up here and have deer in here right away. So I'm a little nervous, apprehensive on how the morning's going to go, but I'm hoping they're just still out feeding for the night, and they're still making their way back in here to this bedding area. Coming in to hunt bedding areas in the morning can be a little difficult, so I had to get really creative with my access this morning and get up really early. I basically parked the car, and I did a giant loop around where I was going to hunt to get downwind, and I actually went to the spot that I hunted last night, hopped in the creek down there, and then waded in hip boots all the way up this creek. I was probably waiting for about an hour, just because it takes a while to get up here against the current. We're trying not to make any noise, but I was able to get in here before first light and just set up shop on this tree. I didn't spook a single deer, so nothing should know I'm in here, and I have a perfect wind. Seems like a good setup. We'll see what happens, but pretty exciting. Alright guys, that might have to do it for this morning hunt here, and the weekend. Didn't see any deer. I'm kind of surprised, I don't know. I guess it's possible that they could still be on their feet. I do have to head in pretty early. It's only about 8 right now, and I'm going to start working my way back pretty slow and check a trail camera on the way back that I have on this bean field out here, but can't really stay any longer if I want to check that camera, so I need to get going. I have class at 11:30 today, so better start heading back, but really surprised I didn't see any deer. I'm not entirely sure why. I'll have to do some thinking. I'm gonna pack up now and go check that camera. nothing too terribly special on this card pull. Been out here a while, but as the beans were drying, there were less deer using this field and walking along this edge where the camera's looking. You still got pictures the whole time, but now that the beans have actually started to dry down, the deer are in them more, and it looked like they're really chowing down on them. So I'm expecting the pictures to pick up, and as bucks start cruising these edges more and more, I expect to get more pictures of some bucks. But there was one, either a 2 or 3 year old 10-point looked like, that was pretty nice. I don't know if he's a shooter or not this year. And then one buck definitely looked mature based on the body size, but you couldn't tell what he was because this camera takes terrible night pictures, well, and daytime pictures. But anyway, that's besides the point. Couldn't really tell what he was, but he's probably mature, so I know there's at least a couple good bucks around, and I'm definitely going to keep hunting this area, just from all the experience I've gained through it over the years. But anyway, that's going to conclude this first weekend of hunting, I guess. It's time to go back to college now, and then I'm hoping to do a little bit of hunting next weekend. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks.